NASA spacecraft will stow asteroid sample to stop it from leaking into space, CTV News. Hunter's blue moon will light up the Halloween night sky, FortSaskOnline.com. Coral reef bigger than Empire State Building discovered in Queensland, UNILAD. Steroids, inhalers and ventilators, what Quebec doctors are learning about COVID-19 CBC.ca. Astronomers peer into the atmosphere of a rare exoplanet that shouldn't exist. Science alert. Hockey Twitter demands a lunar classic after NASA reveals moon has a lot more ice than previously believed. Russian machine never breaks. Global markets, Asian shares hit by surging coronavirus cases. U.S. stimulus woes. Reuters. Christina Lake cannabis almost doubles predicted pot harvest. BC News, Castanet.net. Toronto wants province to cap commission fees for food delivery services. CP24 Toronto's breaking news. Do you support Dr. Henry's latest order banning large gatherings in private homes? Castanet.net